All right, guys, Summer Del Piso back once again with yet another video. Today we're going to talk about, we're going to do a little bit of a Bible book analysis. Specifically, we're going to analyze the 7th chapter of the Wisdom of Solomon. I just happen to find a lot of resonance with the 7th chapter. I'm not part of any secret society that worships 7. I'm not a Freemason or anything. Seriously, I just coincidentally had a connection with the 7th chapter of this book. Wisdom of Solomon, of course, remember Solomon was someone in the Bible that was, remember he was already condemned by David's sin. King David, who was ruling over all the tribes of Israel, he was in the height of the blessings of God, and he decided to commit the act of lust and fornicated with someone else's wife and put the husband to death. That's what King David did. God obviously cursed his kin, the next of kin, his progeny. Solomon, we thought that he was going to be saved because he asked God for wisdom, and we thought that he was actually going to escape the thrall or the punishment of David's consequence from God. What ended up happening is that Solomon was taken on to the same sin. He fornicated with multiple heathen women from multiple tribes that knew not God, that worshiped idols of stone, that observed the times, was doing astrology, tarot card readings, all divination, all divers, all fornication with animals, all of that. During his last days, he wrote, I think the Songs of Solomon was written by a woman of his, but he wrote Ecclesiastes, Proverbs, which is very, very good, and Wisdom of Solomon. So we're going to get into this specific chapter right now. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. So let's read it. It really struck a chord with me, just because Solomon, if you guys haven't read the Bible or read Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, or Wisdom of Solomon even, he's one of the most clever writers ever. Like, this guy, the way he speaks about the futility of hating God, of being against light, the futility of following the people of the world and believing that you'll be exalted and accepted into God's graces. It's the way he describes everything is very direct but poetic at the same time. It's almost like this ethereal feeling to it when you read his words. I really appreciate reading everything from Solomon, even though he went down the route he did during his story on the planet. So let's get into it, guys. I don't want to delay any further. Let's get right into it. So, I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months. Right, he's talking about the gestation period of all souls before they enter into this world, when they're within the mother's womb, right? Being compacted in blood of the seed of man, right? And the pleasure that came with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. The poetic man, magnanimous individual, blessed by. I love his writing so much. He just poetically spoke about something so that's just taken for granted now, which is just the birth of individuals. He spoke about it in such this evocative way. I love it so much. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth, which is an allusion, or basically is a double entendre. It's talking about that literally, but then also he's trying to speak onto us that fear man. When we are on our personal journeys on semen retention, and that light is being built within us, we're following the words of God, we're following the precepts of God, and we are afraid of the individual. We have like this sort of fear of individuals that are trying to intimidate us because they worship, they worship evil. They have sigils of Lucifer tattooed on their arm. They worship devils. They are secret society members that conspire against children of light, right? And you're going to be by yourself, and you're going to feel intimidated. Remember, and Solomon reminds us, for there is no king that had any other beginning of birth except that being the gestation period within the womb of woman, and then deliverance into the planet, right? Into this carbon-based universe. For all men have one entrance into life, and the like going out. We are all born the same way as Solomon eloquently described, or grandiloquently rather, and then with the same way going out, we will die, right? We will return to the earth. Our body will decompose, our souls will go where they belong, according to the works that we have done. We follow the precepts of God. We don't drink, we don't smoke, we're not taking on the fornication, we don't worship other gods, we don't seek anger and vengeance against the people of the world. We accept their pain, we accept the aggression, and we still move forward, right? We hold peace within our hearts. Our souls will go to where they belong, close to God. Let's keep going. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon God. This is Solomon. I called upon God, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. And this is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. I talk about this in my videos. You need to get on semen retention and celibacy if you have not gotten there. And when I talk about just that, when I talk about semen retention, I'm not talking about solely semen retention. I'm not talking about just that. You are on semen retention, and you're past the first gate of the subjugation of flesh. You don't drink, you don't smoke, you're not taken into these weird rituals that the people of the world do. Avoidance of God's way through the ups and downs of the experience of life. You're not taken onto their ways. What you want to chase is wisdom. You want to chase understanding. You want to chase bird's eye view, vision, perception. This is what you want. This is greater than anything. Love of a partner that's insecure, or acknowledgement of an individual that has all these medals and accolades. That's better than all that. An understanding of the world and wisdom and perception of the secrets thereof, and an understanding of the self and a subjugation of the flesh. That's what you want. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light. For the light that cometh from her never goeth out. What is some of the wisdom that I can give you that builds that light that will never go out? Semen retention, which let me not just keep inundating that you guys with that talk. It's the understanding, it's the retention of peace in your vessel through the keeping of God's precepts. You understand that the world is angry, anguish, relinquishing of anything good, anything moderate, anything disciplined. The world hates it, it abhors it. They only seek pleasure and solipsism. When you are in the midst of these people, wearing the finest velvet, wearing the Balenciaga, let's get modern and contemporary with you guys. They're wearing the chrome hearts, they're wearing these beautiful hats, they have the wonderfully adorned sapphire-studded Cuban links bracelets, and they abhor the precepts of God. They abhor discipline. You walk through them. They're nothing. They are only of this world, and they're going to head back into the world whence they came. Their souls are going to continue again because they have not done the work. That's wisdom. Understanding that you will not be young forever. You need to retain your energy so it can serve you in your old age, so you can mentor the lost souls of the world so they do not follow the trajectory of the other souls of the planet that are taken into sin, taken into lust, taken into anger, taken into vengeance, right? Let's keep going. I keep getting sidetracked. I get so passionate, guys. You know this. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. And I rejoiced in them all, because wisdom goeth before them. And I knew not that she was the mother of them. I learned diligently, and do communicate her liberally. I do not hide her riches. For she is a treasure unto men that never faileth, which they that use become the friends of God, being commended for the gifts that come from learning. God hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me, because it is he that leadeth on to wisdom and directeth the wise. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also and knowledge of workmanship. For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made in the operation of the elements. Hello, Leonardo da Vinci has a book. There is no books. Penguin, this publishing company, published all of his works, and it's called The Notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci. He spoke at length about the elements of the world, the 5 elements: ether, air, earth, fire, and wind, and the interactions thereof. Ether is, of course, the hidden element, and that probably has to do with like vril, which is like energy. I think the Real Society spoke about this. Chi, which is what the Far East Asians spoke about. Chi, prana, which is what the Hindus talk about, or ojas. Energy, right? You build this energy through retention, through study, through making sure that there is no leakage. You will have, when you begin this journey of subjugating the flesh, you will be tormented in your dreams. The people of the world that seem polite, that seem like they're your friends, are going to try to have you release this energy sexually. You do not listen to them. You have to triumph over these things, right? And the beginning, let's continue. The beginning, ending, and midst of the times, the alteration of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons, the circuits of years and the positions of the stars, the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds and the reasonings of men. The reasonings of men. You don't really need a whole bunch of observation to discover the reasonings of men. What do? They pretend that they care about other people. They set up structures only to benefit a few people, that in their spirits and in their hearts, all they know is exploitation, domination, and intimidation. This is what the people of the world are. This is the reasonings of men. If there's an individual that wants to climb a step and they're ahead of you, the reasoning of man is, I'm going to pull that individual down so he does not get to the top step before me, for I need to get to the step before him. And it's only of an egoistic basis, because on the top step is enough room for a legion of men. But they want to be the first one. When there's a woman that has not been touched and polluted by the world yet, the people of the men of the world seek to dominate and intimidate and exploit and take over her, subjugate her, because they want control. That's the reasonings of men, because they feel like it's in their nature, it's in their blood. This is what they do. This is why there are the people of the world, a lot of them are not of God. They are not. No matter what they tell you, my friends, I'm telling you this, and this is not the ramblings of some man that has been celibate for 7 months now, right? This is not the ramblings of some man that has come into divine information due to reading the Bible and following the precepts of God and the prophets before us and the apostles before us. This is the observation, the astute, shrewd observations of an individual that's looking at everything around him. How the people interact with me, how the people interact with each other, how the people speak to each other. I know their works, I know their fruits. I know people pretend. A lot of people belong to these groups. They have made covenants with devils. They've made covenants with dark forces. I know, I see it. I understand it, but I don't identify with it. Let's keep going. I'm going to read it again. The natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds and the reasonings of men, the diversities of plants and the virtues of fruits, and all such things are either secret or manifest, them I know. And for wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me, for in her is an understanding spirit holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, seeing all things, and going through all understanding, pure and most subtle spirits. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. And he's talking about the forces of the world before Isaac Newton was even talking about this kind of stuff. Everything is governed by physics, laws that were created by God. And wisdom is above this. Gravity, which is not solid. You can't see it. You can't interact with it in this flesh, in this beast's flesh that only is inclined to lust. But it's here. It exists, right? The euphoria, the jubilee that you feel when you are in direct understanding and communication with God because you have followed the precepts, you renewed your blood, and the conditions of your body are ripe to accept his guidance. That's energy. That's life force. These people don't have it. They seek to take it from you. Seriously. For their own selfish ends. Let's keep going. For she is the breath of the power of God and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of God and the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new. And in all ages, entering into holy souls, dude, guys, man, guys. I'm going to read that again. And being but one, she can do all things. This is wisdom, divine wisdom, right? And remaining in herself, which is not without the assistance of anyone else, without anything else, you can put sigils on the ground and summon demons, and you will still not get that wisdom that comes from the divine, that comes from God. She maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls, she makes them friends of God and prophets. Let me explain that to you for the people that don't understand already completely and directly what that meant, what Solomon just said. Wisdom is a force. You should think of it as akin or parallel to the forces of nature, but except it exists in a much more subtle form. It's like it exists in pockets of time that you reach when you fulfill the conditions and you carried on your life here on this planet. You've let go of your friends. The temptation, bless you. The temptation, bless you again. Bless you again. Bless you again. The temptations of the things of the people of the world, right? The temptations of your friends to do evil, to manipulate people, to drink alcohol. When you have surpassed that, bless you. When you have surmounted that, bless you, there's a guy right next to me, he's sneezing constantly. When you have reached that, when you have surpassed that level, right, and you've created the conditions in your body to understand God, to perceive God, or to understand a new way, a different way, you triumphed over lust. Wisdom is now right. You are now ripe to receive wisdom. Bless you. So wisdom will enter you. Wisdom exists almost like a young Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts, where he's placed himself at a specific point of time for when the person, another Xehanort, the Xehanort of that time period, it reached the conditions enough to come and join him. That's what it's all about. Bless you. You need to understand ultimately what I'm saying is that when you are ready to receive knowledge, when you are ready to receive the information, the wisdom, the energy, you will receive the wisdom, and the wisdom will enlighten you. It will give you new eyes. It will give you the disciplines to renew your blood. It will give you the discipline and the understanding to understand people, to look through their souls, to look into their hearts, to understand the direction of their proclivities and their reflexive natures and their behaviors and their actions on the planet. The wisdom exists in subtle forms as like phantoms. It's like something that exists on a different vibration that's waiting for you at a specific time period, preordained by God, waiting for you to come into understanding. When you've let go of the drugs, when you've let go of the fornication, when you let go of the vengeance, you come into the wisdom will join onto you like a suit of armor. It will join onto you like some sort of mantle, some cape, and it will stay with you forever, because once you see something, you cannot unsee it. Let's continue. She maketh them friends of God. She maketh them friends of God. To be a friend of God is an individual that follows the precepts of God, that follows the lessons of God, that what God has spoken to the prophets or through the prophets to us, the readers of the Bible, right? To understand the subjugation of flesh, to understand the subjugation of the human will, to control, to dominate, to lust, to take over, to control. For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of the stars. Being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this cometh night, but vice shall not prevail against wisdom. What is night? He's not talking about this nocturnal period that the world goes through during the latter hours of the day, or when the sun is when we rotated away from the sun. He's not talking about that night. He's talking about the night that comes as natural as day and as natural as night. which is temptation, which is the tests, the examinations designed by God through the machinations of the devil in the world to test your soul to see if you're worthy of being his friend, to see if you're worthy of going forward in the world, representing him in the flesh through your actions. This is what the night is. It tests you. It destroys everything. The night is an everlasting, eviscerating fire that burns away everything impure, defiled about you in the world. Everything that you connect with the people of the world, the ones that are taken into lust. That once they see a woman, they want to sleep with the woman and they don't want to know her. They don't want to understand her. They don't want to take care of her. There's none of those feelings. There's none of those emotions. They just want to take it. They want to control it. When you have these things in you and you are seeking a better way, then bits of wisdom will come upon you. You've reached that point in that pocket of time where you are worthy to take the little bit of wisdom that you're supposed to. You take it, you have a little bit of an enlightenment, an epiphany almost, a momentary revelation. You change your discipline, you change your habits, and then you start to renew yourself. You renew your blood, you renew your spirit. And then more wisdom will be added onto you, more. And then you constantly refine your habits, refine. You cultivate, you fortify. You let go of the heathen of the world. They speak loudly, they speak haughtily, they speak with so much pride. They speak with some understanding of the physical things of the world and not anything subtle, not anything divine, and nothing of the divine wisdom. And then you let go of them. The divine fire is rising. It is destroying you. It makes you feel uncomfortable. You tear on your own. You cry on your own. You have no one to save you. Your friends are not going to be there. Your parents will not help you. You are crying and grieving on your own. You wake up, the fire rises, it burns more. You stay focused. You open your Bible, you go to Psalms, you read what David tells you. You read through the mind of David, Ecclesiastes. Everything is vanity. You keep going. You are tested more. The fire is rising. It has consumed everything of you, your old self, because you must be made anew. The time is ripe. Your marriage with the aspects of the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The subjugation of the flesh is there. You're doing it. People are going to hate you. They're going to try to come and bump into you. They're going to try to deny you. They're going to try to humiliate you. They're going to try to misguide you. You're going to ignore them. You treat them with respect. The inclination of the flesh is reaching out. It knows that its time has come to die. The death throes are getting more and more violent. The fire is rising. It is violent fire. It is a divine fire. You cannot escape it. You know that this is the only way. You have to keep going. And it consumes eventually everything that was impure. Silver is coming out. The philosopher's stone is revealing itself. The enlightenment is revealing itself onto you. You cannot go back. You look back. You are reminded before you take the full 180 of Lot's wife and how she was turned to salt when she looked back at the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. When God tells you, when you have come into the pockets of time to become enlightened, to obtain wisdom, to carry forth, you cannot go back. Your friends will stay in the past. The people of the world that you could not triumph over or you could not surmount, because it's not about domination. I meant to understand what they're trying to teach you. That's what I meant, not domination. That's what the heathen do. You cannot go back to those people anymore. You're by yourself. No friends can help you because they're of the world. They're taking on to fornication, the processed foods, the smoking, the vaping, the drinking alcohol, the dancing in the club to loud music of the celebrities that exalt themselves above God and that speak to you in blasphemies, that speak to you in defiled language. They curse all cultures. We have Bad Bunny, Karol G of the Latin American culture. We have Burna Boy of the African culture. We have all of these rap artists in the American culture all over the world. They speak blasphemies against God. They want you to worship the ideas of the world, of having kids out of wedlock, no commitment, fornication, drugs, no hedonism, nihilism. You do not listen to them. The fire has eradicated all of the darkness in you. And you need to continue forward. And you have no choice but to keep going forward. They're going to stop you. The light is shining brightly through you. They're gonna try to throw shades over your light, but it doesn't work anymore because you understand them. You understand them in your heart. You forgive them. It doesn't make the crying stop. It doesn't make the grieving for them stop. After the fire has eradicated all the impurities in you, you don't understand what's going on, but you still move forward because you know it's the right thing to do. I hope you guys like that video. Stay radiant, guys. I love you all. Don't ever let this world get you down. I love you all. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Woo!